There are names that echo across the world like thunder. Michael Jackson is one of them. The king of pop, an immortal icon, has a legacy cemented in music, dance, and controversy. Yet standing silently in the shadow of his legacy is a woman whose story remains largely untouched by the noise of fame, Debbie Rowe. Not just a former wife, but a woman whose quiet existence has become a curious chapter in one of the most public lives in entertainment history. Deborah Jeanne Rowe was born on December 6, 1958, in Spokane, Washington. She led a life far removed from the spotlight until she met Michael Jackson in the mid-1990s. At the time, she worked as a dermatology assistant for Dr. Arnold Klein, who treated Jackson for his vitiligo. Their paths crossed in a clinical environment, and what followed was one of the most unexpected marriages in celebrity history. Their relationship began with friendship. Debbie was known to be deeply sympathetic to Michael's emotional struggles, particularly his painful divorce from Lisa Marie Presley and his long-expressed desire to become a father. In what many would later label a controversial and transactional union, Debbie offered to bear his children. Michael agreed. They married on November 14, 1996, in Sydney, Australia. It was a quiet wedding, devoid of spectacle. Debbie was 6 months pregnant with their son at the time. Their first child, Michael Joseph Jackson Jr., known as Prince, was born in February 1997. Their second child, Paris Michael Catherine Jackson, followed in April 1998. But the marriage didn't last. By October 1999, Debbie and Michael divorced. She granted full custody of the children to Jackson and received an $8 million settlement along with a home in Beverly Hills. To the public, she vanished. Many questioned how a mother could walk away from her children, but Debbie insisted that she did what she believed was best. Michael, she said, was a good father, and her involvement might only disrupt the structure he had created. From there, Debbie Rowe retreated into privacy. While the tabloids spun their theories, she remained mostly silent. Occasionally, she would surface through brief court appearances, such as during the custody hearings following Michael's 2005 child molestation trial, and again after his death in 2009. But there were no long interviews, no books, no media blitzes. She simply stayed away. Following Michael Jackson's death in June 2009, Rowe's name returned to headlines. There was speculation over whether she would seek custody of her children. Ultimately, she did not pursue guardianship, and Jackson's mother, Catherine, retained custody of all 3 children, including Blanket, who was born via surrogate. Over time, however, Rowe began to reconnect with Paris. The two developed a relationship, and their bond became more visible in the 2010s. Paparazzi occasionally captured images of them spending time together, quiet lunches, walks in the park, and moments of shared laughter. In 2016, Debbie faced another major life event. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. Unlike many public figures who use their diagnosis to champion awareness, Debbie did not make any public campaigns. Her battle was fought away from cameras, much like the rest of her life. She eventually entered remission, though the experience reportedly brought her even closer to Paris. Debbie Rowe has never claimed to be perfect. She once described herself as the vessel who gave Michael what he wanted, children, and admitted that parenting wasn't something she felt naturally equipped to do at the time. That brutal honesty drew both criticism and admiration. She never chased fame, never profited from Jackson's estate through memoirs or interviews, and never tried to rewrite the narrative. If anything, she allowed herself to be misunderstood, so long as the children were protected. Today, Debbie Rowe lives a quieter life. She reportedly enjoys horse breeding and caring for animals, far removed from Los Angeles glitz and glam. While Paris continues to make her own mark in the entertainment world as a model, actress, and singer, her relationship with Debbie has become one of the most heartfelt parts of her journey. Paris has occasionally spoken about their growing connection, highlighting how they have learned to understand each other over time. Debbie Rowe may never be at the center of headlines, but her story remains a poignant reminder of the complexities behind fame. She married one of the most famous men in history, gave birth to 2 children who now carry his name, and then chose silence when the world begged her to speak. That silence may have been the loudest act of love, or perhaps of regret. We may never fully know. But we remember her, not as a tabloid figure, not just as an ex-wife, but as a woman who lived a life that many judged, few understood, and even fewer could endure. If you found this story moving or eye-opening, leave a comment below with your thoughts. Should Debbie Rowe's silence be respected, or should more of her truth be heard? Like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories behind the icons we thought we knew.